Hi YouTube, it's Naya, and I wanted to come and show you guys all of the different MAC items that I've been picking up from a lot of these different MAC collections. Now you guys know that when MAC gets on a roll, they're dropping collections every other week, every other 2 weeks. It's just been tons. So I, being the MAC junkie that I am, definitely picked up some items from a few of the collections. So if you'd like to see any of these items, please stay tuned. Alright, the first thing that I wanted to show you guys is an item that I picked up from the Brook Shields collection. Now, I need to give you a little backstory. When I first saw the promo pics for that particular collection, I wasn't too excited about it. I actually had convinced myself that I could pass on it because the palette to me just seemed like it was pretty much a standard type of palette, shadows that I probably already had in my collection, and it wasn't even worth me even purchasing it. But then I happened to be sitting up one night and I saw Allura Beauty do her review of the palette, and after seeing her swatch the palette, I was hooked. I wanted the palette. But at that point, when I went online, it was sold out online. I turned around, I called Nordstrom's. It was sold out in my Nordstrom's. They even checked a few Nordstrom's in another area, and no one seemed to have it. So at that point, I was a little disappointed that I didn't go ahead and purchase it. But luckily for me, there was a young lady in one of my makeup groups, and she lived out in Texas, and out there, they still had some available, so she was kind enough to pick one up, and I paid her for it and she sent it to me. So the palette that I am referring to is the Brook Shields Gravitas palette, and it comes in a package like this. And never in the history of MAC are you going to be able to get 15 full-size MAC eyeshadows in a palette already for you for $85. The average MAC eyeshadow goes for $16. So you do the math. 16 times 15 is way more than $85. So this was definitely a steal. If you were someone that was looking to build your eyeshadow collection, this would have been a great time to jump on this palette. So I'm going to quickly show you what the palette looks like. It comes in a palette like this, and unlike the traditional MAC palettes which are black and has the see-through mirror, this one is kind of gray, which is kind of cool, makes it kind of different. And supposedly everyone is saying that you cannot depot this particular palette because it's kind of customly fit in there, but I think I might have found a way to depot it. I think if you remove this back panel, you might be able to depot it, but at this point I am going to leave mine well enough alone, because I know me, I'll mess around and destroy it, and then I definitely won't get it. But like I said, the Gravitas palette was $85 for 15 eyeshadows, and when you open it up, you get this little protective sheet that protects the eyeshadows, and then you have all 15 of these shades. And in this palette, there is a total of 6 permanent eyeshadows, all of which I already owned, but they were great eyeshadows and I didn't mind having a backup. So if that was a problem for anyone, maybe that's why someone might have decided not to pick it up. So I'm going to run through the shades. So this very first one is called Pretty, and Pretty is a satin. This next one is Soft Brown, and it is a matte and it is permanent. This next eyeshadow is Expensive Pink, and it's a Volux Pearl. It too is permanent. This next shadow is called Clove, and it is a satin. And this last shadow in the top row is Satin Taupe, and Satin Taupe is a frost, and it too is permanent. So in this first row you have 3 permanent eyeshadows. Now on to the middle row. This first one here is called Canter, and Canter is a frost. This next one is called Luscious, and it too is a frost. This next eyeshadow right here is called Antique, and Antique is a Volux Pearl, and it too is permanent. This next shadow is called Psyche, and Psyche is a frost. And then this very last shadow on the middle row is called Carbon, and Carbon is a matte, and it too is permanent. So in the second row you have 2 permanent eyeshadows. So we have 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2 here. In this very last row, the first eyeshadow you have is called Shroom, and Shroom is a satin, and it's also a permanent eyeshadow. This next eyeshadow is called Persuade, and Persuade is a matte. This next one is called Plumbed, and Plumbed is a Volux Pearl. This next one is called Lofty, and Lofty is a satin. And this last shadow right here is called Pepper, and Pepper is a Volux. So in this bottom row you only have 1 permanent. So I didn't think that it was a bad deal that I got 9 shadows for the price of $85. These 6 that were permanent in here I do already own, but like I said, I don't mind having the duplicates. Alright, so that is the Gravitas palette. If you need to see swatches of any of these, definitely check out the YT, Instagram, Facebook. It's all over the place because literally this was a very hot ticket item. It sold out quickly. Alright, so the next collection that I picked something up from was I had shown you guys the novel romance, and I bought quite a few lipsticks, but there was one that I didn't get, or I might not have shown you, and that one is called Yield to Love. And Yield to Love is a cream sheen, and Yield to Love looks like this. And I will give you swatches of it. So there is Yield to Love, and this was another very sought after lipstick in that novel romance collection. The next collection that I bought a lipstick from is the Artificially Wild collection, and the lipstick I picked up is called Shiitake, and Shiitake is a glaze, and I'm not too fond of glaze, but after seeing Shiitake in so many photos and people wearing it, Shiitake is a gorgeous brownie nude. And here is Shiitake. And Shiitake is sold out on the MAC website also. And there is a swatch of Shiitake. Like, Shiitake literally blends into my skin, so it'll be like that perfect Your Lips but better. So that is Shiitake. The next thing I did was I picked up a couple of items from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I picked up 3 items total. So the first thing that I picked up from that collection is the blush called Crazed Imagination, and it came in the special packaging that looks like this. And I can't even honestly say if I've ever watched the movie in its entirety. I think I watched it in bits and pieces. But when you open the package, inside has the characters from the movie there, which I thought was a cute little touch. And here is the packaging for the blush. It has the big lips on it. And here is Crazed Imagination. And it's kind of like a muted mauve almost. So there it is, swatched on my finger. And there it is, swatched on my hand. So that is Crazed Imagination. I picked up 2 of the lipsticks, and this very first one that I picked up is an amplified, and it's called Oblivion. And here is the box packaging for the lipsticks. Get the same deal. You get the little characters on the inside. And here is the bullet for the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Really, really cute. And of course, with special packaging, you know, they amp up the price. And I noticed with all the Rocky Horror stuff, most of the lipsticks, for the most part, are some shade of red. So here is Oblivion. And here it is swatched on my hand. And I noticed lately I have purchased quite a few different red lipsticks, and I think I'm being red out. So I think I'm gonna back up off red for a minute because I feel like I have enough. This next one that I picked up is called Frankenfooter. Now, the backstory on this daggone collection, and I understand why a lot of people have found a way to pull themselves away from MAC. MAC does too much too quickly. They don't even give you time to recover. And then when it comes down to these collections, it's like you sitting around with a phone up to your ear, you got your iPad in your lap, you got the computer going just to get some limited edition item. And the rat race has gotten to be a bit much for people. So I definitely understand when a lot of people say I just pass, because they just don't want to deal with that chasing thing anymore. Like MAC is doing too much, and knowing that most of us are loyal to them, you would think that they would not put us through those types of constraints. Well, when this collection came out, all the items came up but Frankenfooter. And so I kind of played with that for a minute and waited and waited. And then I kept thinking to myself, okay, the longer I wait, I'm going to look up at my cart and things are going to be removed, and I'm not going to be able to get the items that I truly wanted. So in essence, I ended up having to place 2 separate orders, pay shipping twice, and MAC claimed that when they first launched, there was a problem with that initial batch of Frankenfooter, and so that's why it wasn't up. And then maybe like an hour and a half later, all of a sudden it came up, and people were PO'd that they had to pay shipping again. But nonetheless, I did get Frankenfooter, and Frankenfooter is a matte, and it looks like this. And here is a swatch of Frankenfooter. So that was everything that I got from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They did also re-promote the lipstick in Sin in the special packaging, but since Sin is part of the permanent line, I didn't feel the need to spend $17.50 just to get the special packaging. So I just went on ahead and ordered Sin from the permanent line. And Sin is also a matte lipstick, and it looks like this. More of a crimson type of red. And there is a swatch of Sin. And Sin is one of those great berry type of colors, deep reds, great for the fall. So definitely no need to spend the extra money when you can get this on the permanent line. So I got Sin. The next thing that I ordered from MAC was MAC just released the MAC collection. And I want to say that the MAC collection contained maybe about 9 lipsticks with heroin included in it, and I already had heroin, so I did not purchase that. But I'm going to show you all the ones that I did. The very first one that I picked up is called Living Legend, and here is Living Legend. And on initial glance, I was like, okay, Living Legend is really close to Sin. I don't know, this one might have to go back. But when I swatched them side by side, here is Sin and here is Living Legend. Living Legend is much deeper than the Sin. So definitely, otherwise, it was going to be going back. So that's Living Legend. This next one that I got is called Nouvelle Rouge. And Nouvelle Rouge looks like this. Kind of a pinky coral almost. So there is a swatch of Nouvelle Rouge. This next one is called Damn Glamorous. Oh, and this thing is gorgeous. It's a really beautiful, beautiful lipstick. Here is Damn Glamorous. And it's kind of a pinky reddish coral maybe. So there is Damn Glamorous. This next one is called Fashion Revival. And here is Fashion Revival. And this one kind of has a pinky berry tone to it. So there is Fashion Revival. This next one is called La Vue en Rouge. And this one looks like this. And there is La Vue en Rouge. Two more. This next one is called Styled in Sepia. And Styled in Sepia is like this really gorgeous brownie nude. It is like definitely your lips but better. I mean, and it's like so close to my skin tone. So there is Styled in Sepia. And the very last matte lipstick that I got, this one is like everyone's favorite of the mattes, and this one is called Pander Me. And Pander Me is just this really perfect nude. Like everyone is always searching for that perfect nude, and I believe this is everyone's. So here is Pander Me. And here it is swatched on my hand. So that is all the matte lipsticks that I purchased from MAC. And the last thing that I picked up is I'd seen someone do a look and they used a burgundy lip liner. So I picked up the burgundy lip liner because I didn't own it already. And basically looks like this. And here it is swatched on my hand. Alright guys, so that is everything from MAC thus far I have purchased. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you know I have been shopping like nobody's business. I have this massive holiday list and I've been trying to like knock it all out. Have a Secret Santa that is going on, so I had to pick up gifts for that. And I think I have like one or two other things on my list, and then I think I can completely say that I've covered everything that I wanted. I probably will come back maybe tomorrow with another video of some cool products that I picked up from ColourPop. They have some amazing items and I can't wait to show you guys that. And then I'm going to finish and round this out with like a colossal haul. Like when I say colossal, I mean colossal. From anywhere from Tom Ford, NARS, a lot of the holiday gift sets. And this way I'll give you guys a lot of different ideas of gifts that you might want to get for your loved ones, your besties, or you just want to get for yourself and add it to your collection. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, and once again, thank you for all of your support and riding with a sister. I really truly appreciate you guys, and if you have any concerns or questions, please leave them down below, and I definitely will get back to you and answer all your questions. Alright guys, love you. Bye.